Hi everyone. Today we're going to learn about the scientific revolution. Now, if you remember, we've just learned about the Renaissance and the changes that it brought. I hope that you keep in mind that these changes came about when people started changing the way they were thinking. If you recall, during the Middle Ages, people were solely devoted to religion, thinking about following the church's sacraments in order to go to heaven upon their death. However, the Renaissance brought forth a different type of thinking. Remember humanism? This idea that people are important, that we could rely on each other, that we could count on each other for information. During the Middle Ages, all of the information, or most of the information that people sought was from the church. However, after the Renaissance and humanism, things started to change. People began to make conclusions. People began to make conclusions based off of science. And if you look at this PowerPoint that I've provided here for you, people began to make conclusions based on experimentation and observation. What is experimentation? When you try different things to see what the result is. An observation is actually seeing or hearing the results of the experimentation. And this was done instead of just accepting the traditional ideas that came from the church. Now, this change of relying on experimentation and observation was called, you guessed it, the scientific revolution. Now, before we get into more specific information about the scientific revolution, let's talk about what a revolution is. This is very important because as you go forth with your history classes, you will hear about many different types of revolutions. So pay attention. A revolution is a complete change or an overthrow of a government or social system. And there are two types of revolutions. There are political revolutions and non-political revolutions. Now, the scientific revolution is a big change in a social system. The social system before the scientific revolution was just following what the church said. Not much thought was put into that decision, or people did not have to be shown proof of the responses that the church gave them. However, after the scientific revolution, there's actually proof. The responses that were given were based on experimentation and observation, things that could be proven, otherwise known as science. Now, the scientific revolution is a non-political revolution, again, because it was a change in society, in its thinking and its way of doing things. And this is very different from a political revolution. A political revolution is a change in government. Hence the word political, which we learned means government. Okay? So the scientific revolution is an example of a non-political revolution because it has nothing to do with government. An example of a political revolution is the French Revolution, which you will learn about in Global 3. Now, the scientific revolution was very, very important and a turning point in history because this occurred in the 1500s and 1600s, and it changed the way Europeans looked at the world. They weren't looking at it through a religious lens anymore. Now, this is based on science. And if you remember everything that we learned from the Middle Ages, this is a completely new way of thinking. Now I'm going to stop here, and I advise for you to rewind the video so that you could fully appreciate all of the information that's here and understand it and review it so that you would be able to complete the assignment that is attached for today, which would be Monday, April 20th, 2020. All right? You know that you could always contact me via email or Remind, and some of you have my phone number as well. So enjoy the rest of your day and happy studying. Be safe. Bye.